Hey, fight fans, this is Ted Check. Hey, I just watched episode 1 of Game of Arms. This is a new series on AMC, and it's about arm wrestling. Oh, yeah, yeah. Hey, look, I know it's not a combat sport, but I think it resonates with just about everybody. I mean, who hasn't arm wrestled in their life? At least once. Who hasn't seen Over the Top starring Sylvester Stallone? I mean, so I think there's a little bit in all of us in this, and so I said, what the heck? I'm gonna watch this thing and then do a video on it, and follow it through. And it's pretty interesting. I like the way it's shot. I think it's expertly shot and produced and directed, and so I figured I'd give it a shot. And there's some great training sequences in it. And check this out. In this first episode, it's filmed in Stockton, California, where the Diaz brothers are from. I was like, hey, I know that place. Not that I've ever been there, but no. So anyway, what the deal is with this series is they've got 5 teams, 5 arm wrestling teams, 5 guys each, and one of them's from Erie, Pennsylvania, near me. One's from New York, Kansas City, Sacramento, and Baton Rouge. And so each week you get 2 teams going at it head to head. And so they give you the whole backstory. They give you they give you some background on the arm wrestlers, and they give you insight into their training, what they do. I mean, it's a lot of they do a lot of like one arm pull ups and just crazy crap. Like straps that they're pulling that have like thousands of pounds of weight on them, and it's pretty intense stuff. It's pretty intense. I mean, some things I often wonder is, hey, how come the table shakes when they do the arm wrestling? Why the hell isn't it bolted to the floor? Number one, I don't know. They don't really answer that question, at least in this episode. But one thing they do, if you've watched any arm wrestling, when the guys are going at it and then they slip, that's called a slip actually. And then what they do is from there they go to the strap, and so they strap the hands. That way they can't slip out. Some guys use the slip to escape getting pinned, and as we see in the final match, that kind of comes into play. So I'll cut to that. What the deal is that the teams were 2-2 until the final match, which pitted Michael Selearis from New York versus Kenny Hughes from California. And let's see. So Kenny won round 1. Then there was a slip. They went to the strap, and Kenny won that one. There was another slip. They went to the strap, and Selearis took that one. So there was 2-1 for Kenny. Round 4, slip, strap, and Mike took that one. So they were 2-2, and then they go to the 5th and final pull, and it looked like Kenny almost had Mike, and then there was a slip. And the ref initially called it for Kenny. He said Kenny won. So Kenny won 3-2. So California won the whole thing. But then he overruled himself, and he said, no, that was a slip. And California argued, no. He was, Kenny had the dominant position, and then Mike slipped. So he slipped, to avoid being pinned. So Kenny should have gotten the win. And then Mike and some other guy go at it. I think it was Tom Nelson. Mike and Tom Nelson go at it, and it turns into a wrestling match. With basically Tom pushing Mike across the floor. They're in like an abandoned repair shop, supposedly, and he's pushing Mike across the floor. Mike is going for the takedown. He's going for like a single or a double leg takedown, and Tom is just kind of just driving him. So it's pretty funny. But then so that's the other thing. That's the other thing I often wonder is, it's arm wrestling, but it's just such a physical thing. How come there aren't more fights that break out? I guess if you want to see arm wrestling and fighting, you got to go to X-Arm, which these guys probably consider an abomination. But look up X-Arm. You'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I often wonder, how come they don't fight more often? It's arm wrestling, but it's so how come they don't fight? Because anyway, so that gets broken up. And then they go one final time, Kenny and Mike wins. So there was a little bit of controversy there, which is, hey, we watching MMA, we know about controversy. Oh yeah. So I think it's a great series. I liked it a lot. I found it very entertaining. And these guys put their heart and their soul into it, just like MMA fighters do. A lot of blue collar, salt of the earth guys. Really, doing this for their families and doing it because they love it. They absolutely love it. So, I can relate. So anyway, that's episode 1. And so I'm going to continue watching it throughout the season. So let me know your thoughts if you saw it. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe down below. That's it. Take care. See you next time.